I've been a brother since, let's see now, since 1961 I first entered the Brothers. So that goes back a long time. So that is real quick in my mind. I'm going to say 59 years. I think 59 years, yeah, to 61. I think that my math is correct, yeah. I've been here at St. Joe since 1998. I came here when when the school opened on this campus here. So we opened here in 98, and I can very vividly remember a lot of the things that happened right in the beginning, because St. Joe used to be, for a transitional time, at St. Richard's, and before that they were out on Bowling Street in Jackson. So, but yeah, I've been here since 1998, so that's 22 years. Well, what's interesting, at the time, there was at the airport, there was a man, and he was there, and what happened was he had met one of our brothers, and he was from the diocese here in Jackson. And the more they got talking, and it turned out that this man that our brother was, that this man from our brother's school was talking to, was Bishop Houck. And Bishop Houck at that time was the bishop for the Diocese of Jackson. Now this is back in the 1990s. And the man who he was talking to was on the board of the Brothers up in New Rochelle, New York. We have a board up there at Iona College. Well, anyways, they got talking, and Bishop Houck said he would love to have Brothers come down to Mississippi. And that's how it couldn't happen right away. It took about 2 years later, and then in 1998, as I said before, that's how we started up. And St. Joe then is where our Order of Brothers sent me and 3 other brothers. So the 4 of us came down, and we lived over at Holy Family in Jackson, in North Jackson there. And then we went to a couple of other places and are here now. In the Madison area we live now. But I've always been at St. Joe for 22 years. Well, it's just something a lot of us brothers do, and a lot of religious. And over the years, I've always been involved with helping people in need, and but more so here in Mississippi. A lot of places I usually work with groups, but here I work with a couple of groups, but I also do things on my own, so to speak, sort of freelance, and in conjunction a lot with the faculty, who do a lot of good things too to help the poor. Well, I just like to help others, knowing that they will have food, they will have clothing, they will have sometimes the basic necessities of life, to be able to do that, because that's what we're all told to do as Christians by Jesus, right? To love God, love your neighbor, and that's what I do. I had worked with a couple of programs. I worked for a little while down in Jackson at Stew Pot, and that goes back a number of years. And then I worked with a lady and a group of people in an old abandoned but fixed up gas station, and then they made that an outreach center, and then it was also after school teaching for children. And then over the years, I just met families. It's just one thing, it just goes one to another, and you get to know a lot of people. So that's, so that's how I started out. Really, it's, as I said before, now I just go out and work with families that I've got to know, and all of them. And it's always one of those things when you're with somebody, families, then you meet somebody else, and then you just go on from there. But those are really about the only things I do. I'm not with Stew Pot anymore, And but I have helped in other organizations, but just a help for a few things. But basically, I teach here, so since I teach here, I teach full time here. So my whole day is here, and it's really the only times I get to do a lot of these things is to go out during after school times or at nighttime. I get called out to, yeah. So that's what I do. Usually, as I tell the faculty, I'm going to say probably between 20 to 25 families, about that. So I guess we could say over 100 people would be involved with that. Yes, yeah. Yeah, a couple of things that I'm involved in. Well, first, as a teacher, I've been teaching American government and economics to seniors for 22 years. And for about my first 15, 17 years that I was here, I taught junior religion. So those are the subjects that I've taught. But as a faculty member, about 20, 25 years ago, well, not 25 because I've only been here 22, but back about that time, what happened was some of us got together to try to do things to help the poor here on the faculty and the staff. And nowadays that has grown up to 5 programs that we do. The first, once we get back to school, what I do is along with the faculty, we get things for children like back to school clothing, things also with the also like books or supplies, things like that. And then a little later on, when we get to October, we sponsor children to go to the state fair down at the fairgrounds in Jackson. After that is what's happening right now. We have the Thanksgiving, getting ready for Thanksgiving. And the faculty in teams, activities, clubs, they all sponsor families. And I'll be putting up tonight, and it'll be in there tomorrow in the faculty room, about 20 families that we'll be helping. After that, we look to Christmas time, and at Christmas for food for people at Christmas, so they have a nice Christmas meal, things like that. And also in conjunction with the National Honor Society, we do I help with the Angel Tree program, and that's when we put the Angel Tree in the lobby here of the administration building, and people take these angels and get things for children, and that, and that's really good, because a lot of these kids won't get anything. I shouldn't say they're not going to get anything. Every child gets something, but they don't get anything exciting. So that's what we try to do, we get them nice things too. And then the last thing that we do is at Easter time, we try to get some food for families, especially hams or turkeys, things like that. And so the faculty has been great, the faculty and staff, but those are the things that we do. And as I said, the Angel Tree is real good. And right now, of course, there's that canned food drive going on online. So those are all things people can get involved with. And as I said, I just coordinate these things, so I'm glad to be able to do that. Well, what the students do is sometimes it's like when the coaches or when the coaches or moderators ask them to get involved, and usually at Thanksgiving there's a lot of things like that, and at Christmas time, the Angel Tree, or kids just bringing in, and a lot of times kids they might get one angel, but it doesn't mean they get them one gift. Sometimes kids will come in, or families might have maybe 10 or 12 gifts for a child, and that's what they do. And but that's really how the students would be involved.